Hey everybody, Jimmy Flyers guy here, and I've been hearing a lot about Wrestlemania last night. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, I didn't really watch Wrestlemania last night because I was busy watching my Philadelphia Flyers in the playoffs, and that's no disrespect to any of the WWE superstars, but I've been waiting for this for about 5 years of my life. I've been waiting for this longer than I've been waiting for any WrestleMania, so I didn't really watch it, but today I watched the highlights. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about how disappointing night one of WrestleMania was, and I was looking at the highlights on YouTube because we have so many apps in my family, in my house, and we didn't really feel like getting the ESPN app because, honestly, in my opinion, I think it's an absolute hassle to have to buy another app to watch a WWE pay-per-view, to buy a completely different app to watch WWE premium live events. I hate saying premium live events. Can we go back to calling it a pay-per-view? Seriously. Anyway, I saw the highlights. Didn't like that AJ Lee lost to Becky Lynch. But I understand that she may be taking a break from WWE. That's fine. I understand that. I get it. So I'm gonna give that match a pass because I can't say anything bad about a women's match because the women in WWE, I gotta say, they're the only good thing about WWE because they really know how to put on better matches than the men. I have to admit, they just work better in the ring than men. That's just how I feel about that. They put on great matches. The return of Paige, that was pretty cool. I like that. The match of Randy Orton was absolutely confusing. You have Cody Rhodes win the match. The confusing part of this match was Pat McAfee was helping out Randy Orton in the beginning of the match. And in the middle of the match, Randy Orton RKO's Pat McAfee. Why? Why? He was just working with Randy Orton. Like a couple of minutes ago, in the match of Victorian, he turns on Pat McAfee. What happened here? Did Vince Russo book that match? Because that seems like a Russo type ending to a match. Then you have Cody win the match. And then Randy Orton legitimately injures Cody Rhodes with a punch to the head. I don't get this. Like, what are they doing? What the hell is WWE doing? What are they doing? You know, things are so much better when you have pay-per-views on Peacock. But ever since you guys moved to ESPN, this has been the lowest of lows. Another reason why Night 1 failed, I'm going to be real here. I have to tell you that. I'm going to say this right now. You know, maybe stop having WrestleManias in April. That's just my thought. I was thinking they should have WrestleManias in late June. Because the dumbest idea was to have night 1 of WrestleMania be on the same night as the Stanley Cup playoffs. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. That's like having a KFC across the street from McDonald's. People are going to want to eat KFC. They're not gonna want McDonald's. That's like Coke trying to compete with Pepsi again. That's the worst thing I have ever seen. I got a lot of other stuff to talk about. I know that Liv Morgan won the title. I didn't really see that match yet. I might check that match out on the highlights, give it a chance. Maybe it won't disappoint me. You know? I mean, the AJ Lee match was pretty good, though. I didn't like that Becky Big Mouth won the match, but it's whatever. Another match. The women's tag match. That was okay. The only time I really enjoyed that match was when Paige came out. Although I'm not taking anything away from Mother Valkyria and Bayley, they should be tag team champions. And when the hell's WWE gonna put the tag titles on Lyra and Bayley? Come on, you gotta get with it. That was a perfect opportunity, a great opportunity to put the tag belts on Lyra and Bayley. But no, you got the ball with that. And you have the Bella Twins as tag champions. And one thing you got wrong, why the hell is Paige a women's tag champion? She can be better than the women's tag team champion. I'm just saying, she's better than just being in a tag team. Look at her tenure. Look at her resume as a wrestler. 2-time Divas champion. NXT champion. General manager of SmackDown. How could you not? I honestly think they should have brought Paige back on Monday Night Raw, because she would have got a bigger pop. She would have been in a better storyline. But no, they got her to tag team with the freaking Nikki Bella or Brie Bella or whatever. That's not good. I don't think that's the way you want to book Paige as a wrestler right now. Paige's return. I really think WWE dropped the ball with her return. That's just how I feel about that. They could have given her a better return angle. I still don't understand. The match with the Usos and LA Knight, that match was okay. It was meh. It was mid. Not taking anything away from the Usos and LA Knight. But I kind of think WWE needs to book LA Knight better. Seriously, you got LA Knight, a guy who could be a future world champion, and you book him in this angle. Why? LA Knight is probably one of the best wrestlers in the WWE right now. He's a good talker. He's good on the mic. And apparently, WWE has no idea what to do with him. So they put him in a tag match with Jimmy and Jey Uso against Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Nitro Speed. Why? Why? Seriously. And one thing I don't like is the fact that they did not put any build-up in the Psycho Sid getting inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. Psycho Sid, in my opinion, was one of the best big guys in WWE. He had an intimidating look to his character. He was in a tag team with Big Van Vader in WCW. And the most intimidating tag team in the WCW. Psycho Sid also defeated Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania in 1997. Defeated Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 1996. The man was a world champion. He was world champion WCW. He was a WWE champion. And they showed absolutely no respect. They should put no build up and no energy into Psycho Sid being inducted into the Hall of Fame. When you have a guy like Dennis Rodman, I'm not taking anything away from Dennis Rodman. I'm not the biggest basketball player, but I do know that he was one of the greatest NBA players of all time. But they paid more attention to a celebrity, Dennis Rodman, getting inducted than a real WWE superstar getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. So seriously, you put all that hype into Dennis Rodman, and I get it. He was friends with Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan passed away last year. I get it. I understand. But still, if you're going to build up a guy like Psycho Sid getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, you should put a little more build up into it. That's all I'm saying. Look at the guys that got inducted in the previous years. DX, the NWO, the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair. Those guys got build up. But no, you don't build up Psycho Sid. Probably one of the greatest giants in wrestling history. Seriously. Before the Flyers got into the playoffs, and before the Flyers got into this whole playoff push, the Flyers were in purgatory, and now the role has been reversed. Now WWE is going through purgatory. Seriously, this is, and I don't blame TKO for being upset with WWE because WWE screwed up. They screwed up last night. The only way they can fix this is night 2. They better at least get that right. Because they sure as hell didn't get night 1 right. There's all commercials and previews of Netflix documentaries. Tell you the truth, I watched the Hulk Hogan documentary. That actually looks pretty good. Better than on a night 1 of WrestleMania. Tell you that much. Just absolute disregard for the fans. It was a slap in the face to the fans. It really was. A slap in the face to all the fans that go to these events. It's a slap in the face to wrestling fans that paid good money for good seats. And they got treated to a clown show last night. It's a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. And WWE should be ashamed of themselves. Putting on such a farce last night. I see YouTubers that are huge WWE fans that love wrestling. Guys like Grimm's Toy Show. Guys like Chris Danger. You guys, you pissed on the legacy of great wrestling. And you should be ashamed. And I'm not blaming people for changing the channel. watching AEW because after what I saw on the highlights, I'm thinking about switching over to AEW if WWE's get your shit together. That's all I gotta say about that. I like Triple H. I think he's a great guy. But he needs to fix this. He needs to fix this right now. Because if you want me to fix this, it would be night 2. But somehow, they'll probably find a way to screw that up too. So, whatever. It is what it is. I've been a wrestling fan since 1996. I've seen this company, I've seen WWE evolve from a kid's product in the 90s with cartoony characters. So I've seen WWE evolve into a grittier storylines with real life implications. And then after that, I saw WWE really get better. 2020, to be honest, the Wrestlemania Philly was the last great Wrestlemania. And I'm not talking about the Wrestlemania from 1999. I'm talking about the Wrestlemania that occurred at Lincoln Financial Field in 2024. That was a good WrestleMania. But night 1 was absolute dog shit this year. And that's just how I feel about that. To every beloved wrestling fan, things need to get better. Things need to get better because as a fan, I've seen some shit. I've watched PG era WWE. And I've watched WCW in 2000. But this might be even shittier than WCW in 2000.